This is Project Audion, timeless audio dramas for modern times, created the classic way.
Hello, I'm Larry Groby with the Generic Radio Workshop. Now, what can you say about a personality like Jimmy Durante? Now, some people may not even remember who he was because he has been gone for 45 years. On the other hand, he's kind of still with us because he was such a unique personality and such a distinctive character that his style and expressions and stuff are still with us.
There really was no one else like the great Durante. We say that about a lot of celebrities, but it's true here. Jimmy Durante's looks, mannerisms, personality, that voice and that nose, all were singularly larger than life. Starting out at age 13 as a ragtime and jazz pianist, by the late 20s he became a Broadway and then national entertainer, an outrageous, outsized presence in talking pictures, and even without that nose, just as instantly recognizable on the radio. He went on for decade after decade, in movies, hosting TV shows, guest starring on others, and lending his memorable voice to animated Christmas specials. And his singing, well, that was singular too. And as such, it keeps getting used for movie soundtracks to this very day.
You just smile.
Truly, Jimmy Durante was absolutely unlike anyone before or since, which makes him a particularly delightful character to bring back to life. Durante's radio career ran 20 years, and Pete Lutz has created a new script set in the 1940s, when Durante was teamed up with rising young comic Garry Moore.
So now let's tune in as Project Audion's talented cast bring you the kind of variety show they just don't make anymore, the Camel Comedy Caravan, with Garry Moore and Jimmy Durante.
C-A-M-E-L-S.
Camel Cigarettes present The Jimmy Durante Show.
Dink, a dink a dink, a dink a dee, a dink a doo. Oh, what a tune for crooning. Dink, a dink a dink, a dink a dee, a dink a doo.
Yes, it's The Jimmy Durante Show with Garry Moore, Roy Vargy and his orchestra, Candy Candido, and Vera, with special guests Rose Marie and Sydney Greenstreet, plus yours truly, Vern Smith. Brought to you by Camel Cigarettes.
How mild, how mild can a cigarette be? Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see.
Camels are so mild that a nationwide test of hundreds of men and women who smoked Camels and only Camels revealed not one single case of throat irritation due to smoking Camels. And here to start things off with Garry Moore is the Wizard of Schnozz himself, the one and only Jimmy Durante in person.
You gotta start off each day with a song.
What a song!
Even when things go wrong.
Don't go wrong.
You feel better.
Yeah.
You'll even look better.
You sure will.
I'm here to tell you that you'll be a go-getter. Stop the music. Stop the music.
Hey, why? What's the matter, Jimmy?
Mr. Moore, I can do without the echo.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, never mind that. Oh, boy, Garry, am I hungry. Me old pal Umbriago said he was gonna meet me here before the show started, and he ain't here yet. And my stomach is growling louder than the Lyrans in front of the New York Public Library.
Well, why was Umbriago coming here? Was he bringing you something to eat?
Yeah, he was gonna bring me some fish and chips with a little malt vinegar, but he ain't here, and I'm absolutely famished.
Fish and chips? Hey, didn't you get enough of him in England last week when you attended the London premiere of On an Island with You?
That's just the problem. They had us on such a whirlwind schedule that there wasn't hardly no time to eat such English delicacies as fish and chips with a little malt vinegar.
No?
No. The studio people over there thought it'd be nice if they served us American food. So every day it was American food for breakfast, American food for lunch, and American food for dinner.
Well, what kind of American food are we talking here?
Spaghetti and meatballs.
What?
And so I asked Umbriago to find me some fish and chips with a little malt vinegar. But he ain't here yet, and I am parachuting with hunger.
Well, maybe I can take your mind off your stomach for a little while. Hey, didn't you co-star in On an Island with You with Esther Williams and Sid Charisse?
Yeah, them Goyles was really something else. You should have seen Esther as she swam alongside the steamship all the way across the Atlantic.
Wow, that must have been a spectacle.
And Sid Charisse, wow, what a dancer. She and Ricardo Mandelbaum really gathered crowds when they practiced their steps on the main deck.
Jimmy, his name is Ricardo Montalban.
Ain't that what I said? Well, we get to England, and we're treated like royalty. Everywhere we go, there's cheering crowds and photographers and reporters shouting questions.
Oh, that's exciting. And where did you stay in London?
Well, Gary, let me ask you, have you ever heard of the Ritz?
The Ritz? Yeah, of course. What a high-class place.
Well, they ensconced me in a little place called the Rye Crisp.
Well, no wonder you're hungry.
But I prefer to let jargons be jargons. By the way, Junior, how did you handle the show in me absence?
Well, Jimmy, to tell you the truth, I missed you so much, I had to go out and find another guy with a deep, gravelly voice to co-host with.
Another guy with... Is there another one?
Yep. Sidney Greenstreet.
What? Sidney Green Cheese? But I thought he was busy filming the movie Ruthless.
Well, I guess they were able to find Ruth and give her back. So they let Greenstreet come and co-host.
No kidding. Well, how did he do in my place?
Well, aside from the obvious improvement, hardly anybody noticed the difference.
Sidney Greenstreet!
Mr. Durante, a pleasure.
Well, if it ain't the fat man himself, Sidney Greengrass. The pleasure is all mine, I'm sure.
I stopped by to render my thanks to you and young Mr. Moore here for the grand opportunity to play such a versatile character as you, Mr. Durante.
Wait a minute. I can't tell if what you just said was good or bad. What do you mean, play me?
I can explain, Jimmy. Since Mr. Greenstreet's voice is, like I said, deep and gravelly, I suggested that the script be written as if he was you.
Yes, and I've never had such an enjoyable experience mangling the King's English for comedic purposes.
Wait, there you go again, Mr. Greentrees. I couldn't hardly make out a single thing you was saying.
I mean that I had a lot of fun, decimated the language for laughs in the Durante style.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? Hey, I'm lucky I came back when I did. I barely avoided a diabolical catastrophe.
Yes, and now, good sir, I must retire to the green room for a short spell to attend to a few, signature, canines? Gary, was that the correct phrase?
No, Sidney, you mean autograph hounds.
Wait, well, catch you later, Gator.
For such a big fella, he's mighty light on his feet.
Oh, Mr. Durante, can you help me?
Help you, Vera? Are you sure you ain't looking for Mr. Anthony?
I got a problem.
I'll say you do. I'm looking at you.
Oh, Mr. Durante, you say the nicest things.
We won't argue about that. Anyways, whatever so happens to be your problem, Miss Vera Vague.
I'm looking for a man.
Well, isn't that always your problem, Vera?
Well, this is one particular man. I was out with him on a date last night.
On a date? Really?
Why is that so hard to believe?
Oh, no reason. Pray continue your fascinating repast.
Well, there we were at the Brown Derby. I ordered the lobster thermidor. He ordered a cream cheese and jelly sandwich.
I can understand why.
Well, he looked deep into my eyes, and I looked deep into his eyes. He rested his chin on one hand, and I rested my chin on the other hand.
Yeah? Yes? Well, then what happened?
Well, just before the food arrived, he got up from the table, and he told me he had to go call his mother, who he said was sick and dying.
Oh, my gosh.
A likely story.
But he never came back, and I got stuck with the check. And I don't even like cream cheese and jelly sandwiches.
Well, that does sound like a problem.
Oh, that's not my problem.
It ain't? Then what is?
Well, I don't know which funeral home to send the flowers to.
Which funeral home?
Listen, brother, if a man don't come back to my table, it's because of a death in the family. Goodbye now.
You'll have to excuse Vera Vague, folks. Her parents agreed not to have children. Oh, man, Gary, I wish she hadn't mentioned food. Now I'm hungry again. My stomach is having palpitations. Mortadella, mozzarella.
Hey, wait. I see a guy over there from the CBS commissary. Maybe you can order a sandwich or something. Oh, Tyrone!
Yes?
Jimmy, this is Tyrone Shoelaces. Ty, hey, can you take an order for Mr. Durante?
Mr. Durante is not on the menu.
Very funny. Listen, I'm Durante, and I want to order something.
What would you like?
I'm in a mood for something British. Have you got any steak and kidney pie?
No.
Bubble and squeak?
No.
There's the squeak, anyways. Bangers and mash?
No.
Toad in the hole?
No.
And there's the toad. How about plowman's lunch?
As a matter of fact, yes.
Well, give it back to the plowman before he misses it.
That's a good one, Jimmy.
I'm feeling mighty low.
Say, he's lucky I didn't order haggis, although I'm hungry enough to eat haggis right now.
What's haggis?
It's made with, in Scotland, way hey, and, I give up. Hey, let's get Maestro Roy Bargy to play a tune whilst I go out in the lobby and see if Umbriago has shown up with me fish and chips with a little malt vinegar.
Good idea, Jimmy. And now, Roy Bargy and his orchestra plays Poor Little Rhode Island. Roy?
Make the Camel 30-day test and you'll see.
Yes, make the sensible cigarette test. Smoke Camels for 30 days and see why more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette. Yes, smoke Camels for 30 days. Enjoy the rich, full flavor and cool mildness of Camel's costly tobaccos. Yes, your T-zone. T for taste, T for throat will tell you why more people smoke Camels than any other cigarette.
Hey, Jimmy, there you are. Have you eaten anything yet?
Oh, you bet I did, Garry. Umbriago finally showed up. Unfortunately, he was unable to require any fish and chips.
With a little mottled vinegar.
But he did bring a generous slice of shepherd's pie, which was quite delectable.
Shepherd's pie, was it fresh?
Only the freshest British shepherds were used in the making of that pie, Garry. I suppose that makes me a Canada bubble, but I was hungry enough to eat haggis, remember? Whatever that is, so I can't be held responsible. Oh, by the way, I happened to glimpse of baby Rosemarie out in the corridor.
Jimmy, she doesn't go by baby Rosemarie anymore. She's all grown up. As an attractive young woman, too.
Sure, I know, but I've known her since she was a baby, and it's hard for me not to think of her any other way. As a matter of fact, she was a guest on my show a couple of years ago, and she did a pretty good imitation of me.
Yeah?
Yeah. Why didn't you hire her instead of Sidney Greensleeves?
Because everybody wants to get into the act.
Why, Rosemarie.
Hi, Rosa, you delightful creature.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be on the Sydney Greenstreet program this evening.
That's what you think. Say, that gives me an idea. Sidney and me, we should trade places in one of his movies. I bet I could imitate him. Listen. Well, Wilma, I'm sorry indeed to lose you, but I want you to know I couldn't be fonder of you if you was me own son. But, well, if you lose a son, it's possible to get another. There's only one Maltese falcon. Ha ha! What do you think?
Greenstreet's got nothing to worry about. Hey, speaking of Sidney, I read someplace that before he became an actor, he was a very successful barrister in London.
I can believe that. He's big enough for a whole house full of kids to slide down him.
No, Jimmy, not Bannister, barrister. That's what they call lawyers in England.
No kidding. What kind of law did he practice?
He was a very popular divorce lawyer.
I'll bet he was popular with only 50% of the population.
Well, he became so famous winning divorce cases, the press dubbed him the groundskeeper.
Where is he? Is he still on the grounds? I gotta ask him about this. It is simply too Purdue to pass up. Calling Mr. Greensleeves. Call for Philip Greensleeves.
Yes, Jimmy, that's true. I did have a successful career as a barrister. My antics in court prompted several friends and colleagues to urge me to try my hand at acting. In fact, once I appeared on stage for the first time, all thought of returning to the practice of law disappeared from my mind.
Oh, but Sidney, surely you must have a favorite case, one that you could tell us about.
Yes, please, Sidney, tell us.
Well, as a matter of fact, yes, there is one. It was a particularly brutal case of divorcement. The wife was my client, and it looked at first like a typical case. The husband was dallying with an infamous woman of ill repute. The woman in question was forcing him to embezzle money from his company.
Order! Order in the court! Order in the court! I'm taking orders for lunch. What'll you have?
Steak and kidney pie. Bangers and mash.
Bubble and squeak.
A cheeseburger and French fries.
What? Who said that? You, good sir, are in the wrong courtroom. And the wrong country, for that matter. Bailiff, clean up that mess.
Yeah, aye, my lord.
Now, where was we? Oh, yes, Mr. Greenlawn. Are you ready with your first witness?
Yes, my lord. Please state your name for the record.
Sidney, it's me, Jimmy. Don't you know me?
My lord, I was addressing the witness in the box.
Oh, I see. Well, make sure the box is big enough for the witness.
Yes, my lord.
And make sure your writing is illegible when you address it. Ha ha! I got 1 million of them, folks. 1 million of them.
Your name, please? Madam?
Mrs. Vera Fake Candido.
And you are seeking a divorce from your husband, Mr. Candido.
Yes.
On what grounds do you seek such divorce?
On the grounds
On the grounds of infidelity?
Infidelity? Mr. Barrister, is that good or bad?
It depends, my lord, on which side you're standing.
Witness is excused. Now, Mr. Greengrounds, you may commence your questioning of the co-respondent. I just read the line, folks. I ain't concerned with what they mean.
Thank you, my lord. Now, witness in the box. Will you state your name for the record?
Hiya, big boy. My friends all call me May.
Well, very well, Miss May. Tell the court, please, how you met my client's husband.
Simple, handsome. He came around my club and he saw my show. It's May's Starlight Grill in Soho. After the show, he came backstage and invited me to dinner. But it wasn't exactly dinner he had in mind.
Bailiff, shut that window. I can hear the sirens of the constabulary passing by.
Sorry, my lord, that ain't... that isn't the constabulary passing, it's the barrister's client.
Mr. Greentrees, you will kindly control your client. Do not force me to clear this courtroom.
Apologies, my lord. She will hereafter respect the decorum of this hallowed institution.
Are you being a smarty pants, Mr. Barrister?
Not at all, my lord.
The court instructs the counsel to talk in English.
My client will keep her, trap shut. Judgy-wudgy.
That's better. You was trying my patience, Mr. Greengrocer.
That's nice. You should come over and try mine sometime.
Bailiff, get her number.
Aye, my lord.
I have no further questions for this witness. I call her husband, Mr. Candido.
Here I am.
Mr. Candido, do you admit to dilly-dallying with this May woman, owner of the nightclub May's Starlight Grill in Soho?
I do.
Hey, tall, fat, and gruesome. Thanks for the plug.
Do you also admit to shilly-shallying and filly-fallying?
No, I deny filly-fallying.
Well, sir, we have photographic evidence of your filly-fallying. What do you say to that?
What do I say to that?
Yes, sir.
I say...
I'm feeling mighty low.
No more questions. And that's my most famous case. It was also my last case. After I won that, I set out for the West End to embark on a life in the theater.
Oh, what a story.
Yeah. Wow. And wasn't that judge a heck of a guy, hey?
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is our final one for the season, and we're all heading off to various locales for our summer vacations. As our finale, Jimmy's asked Miss Rosemarie and Mr. Sidney Greenstreet to perform a special number. Perhaps you'll recognize it and remember it from a bygone age.
Thank you, thank you. Hey, wait. Say, Junior, there's something missing here.
Oh, what is it, Jimmy?
The piano. Where is it?
Ask and it shall be given unto you.
Yeah, in pieces. Well, let's see if I can finagle a tune out of this here scrap heap. Hey, not bad. For a Steinway. You know, Gary, I first performed this song in 1929 in a Broadway show called Showgirl. It's the only song in that show what I wrote.
Yeah?
Yeah. All the other ones was writ by George Gershwin and his sister Ida.
You mean his brother Ira?
Oh, so you heard of him?
Yeah, but didn't you go do that song as a trio?
Of course I did. But in 1930, I had my other two heads removed.
Jimmy, no, I mean, didn't you sing it with two friends?
Yeah, Junior. We was known as Clayton, Jackson, and Durante. And I was Durante.
Yes.
So there we was. Or rather, there Clayton and Jackson was, standing on the stage, and it was set like a street in New York City. I comes in from the wings like I'm walking down the street and head straight for the other two fellas. And our conversation went something like, well, now, Mr. Greenstreet and Miss Rosemarie, if you'll join in at the appropriate moments, ladies first, after a short introduction.
Say, Jimmy, you look worried. There's something on your mind. I wonder what it is.
Yeah, I just had an argument with Ziegfeld.
Ziegfeld?
Corner of Broadway and 43rd.
Some corner.
You know, Ziegfeld said, do you know who I am? And I said, do you know who I am?
What happened?
He said, who are you?
Yes?
I said nothing. I was cornered.
Cornered? Some corner.
But it makes no difference what I started out to say.
Why not, Jim?
But this is what I wish to convey.
What is it, Jimmy?
You know darn well I can do without Broadway. But can Broadway do without me?
No!
Why, Herald Square, Times Square, Columbus Circle, 96th. Say, where am I? I must have passed my station.
Why, he's lost.
They must have found out at Times Square that I passed my destination.
Why?
They sent messengers all over to get me ahead of celebration.
I get it.
You know, as I got off the express, some yokel pushes me into a local.
What happened?
The crowd seen the mistake, pulled the emergency brake and shouted,
why, there's Jimmy, that well-dressed man.
So you know darn well I can do without Broadway. But can Broadway do without me?
No.
So why the applause was deafening as I started crooning.
It was, yes, sir. That's my baby. No, sir. Don't mean maybe.
Nah. That ain't the song.
But what was it, Jimmy boy? What was it?
For I love you, Ida dear. Ha, kua.
Ducks.
Take it easy, please, Jimmy boy. Please, take it easy.
I know darn well I can do without Broadway.
What?
But can Broadway do without me?
No.
Hey, can Broadway do without me?
Each week, the makers of Camel cigarettes send free Camels to servicemen's hospitals from coast to coast. This week, among others, the Camels go to Veterans Hospital, OT, North Carolina, U.S. Army Station Hospital, Fort Riley, Kansas, and U.S. Marine Hospital, Staten Island, New York. That makes a total of more than 180 million cigarettes that the Camel People have sent to servicemen and veterans. And now, for a final word, here are Jimmy Durante and Garry Moore.
Folks, we want to thank our special guests, Miss Rosemarie and Sidney Greenstreet. See, I can say it the right way every once in a while.
Hey, Jimmy, where are you going for the summer?
Junior, I'm escaping the heat to a little Nevada town called Lost Wages. I'm headlining at a dump called the Golden Nugget Casino.
Well, Las Vegas, but that's in the desert.
Yeah, but they promised me my very own electric fan and all the ice I could want.
Say, I can't get over the publicity that you've been receiving over the past few months. I mean, I've seen your picture in Life, Esquire, True Story, Herald Express.
Yeah, Gary, and they even wanted to put me picture in Reader's Digest, but I wouldn't let them.
Really? Why not?
If they ever condense this schnoz, I'm out of business.
I see what you mean. Well, good night. Have a pleasant summer, Mr. Durante.
Likewise, Mr. Moore. Good night, folks, and good night, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are.
The Jimmy Durante Show is produced and directed by Phil Cohen and brought to you by Camel Cigarettes. Join us again in September when Jimmy Durante, Garry Moore, Vera Vague, and the rest will be back on the Jimmy Durante Camel Show from Hollywood. Camel Cigarettes also invite you to listen to the Screen Guild Theater every Thursday. Next Thursday, they will present Shadow of a Doubt, based on the motion picture directed by Alfred Hitchcock and starring Joseph Cotton. Sidney Greenstreet appeared tonight through the courtesy of Warner Brothers. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Well, that wraps up another Project Audion episode. Our far-flung cast included Pete Lutz in Texas as Jimmy Durante, Bob Beaumont in California as Garry Moore, Scott McKinley in New Jersey as Sidney Greenstreet, Jessica Matthews in Texas as Rosemarie, Laura Mirsky in New Jersey as Vera Vague, Sherry Wishard in New York as Florence Hallop, Trevor Rhines in Ontario, Canada as Candy Candido, and Andy Hartson-Bowyer in Virginia as Vern Smith. Pete Lutz wrote the script. Special musical arrangements by Ross Bernhardt. And as the studio audience and the production coordinator, I'm Larry Groby. Please spread the word about Project Audion's efforts to revive classic audio drama. Click the nearest like button, share this show with your friends, and listen to another Audion episode on your podcast stream, or watch one on YouTube. And until next time, thanks for listening.
With a little
malt vinegar.
Let's try that again.
Sure.
Unfortunately, he was unable to require any fish and chips. With a little malt vinegar.
We'll look at that was worse. I'll follow you, like right after.
So it's just, if you don't want to come on wit, just let me say wit, and you can come in on a little malt vinegar.
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. Unfortunately, he was unable to require any fish and chips. With a little malt
vinegar.
We'll work it out. Maybe Larry can fix that in post.
I'll clean it.